Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy The Book of Unwritten Tales. Moi drodzy, poprzedni odcinek zakończył się dość ciekawie. Mieliśmy dwóch wilburów, okazało się, że jednym z nich to tak naprawdę jest Mankus, który przybiera ludzkie postaci i ogólnie to on jest zamieszany w całą tą aferę ze szkołą i przeprowadza tutaj jakiś szwindel, a my po prostu wpadliśmy w jego zasadzkę. Finalnie trafiliśmy do mysiej dziury i znajdujemy się w tym miejscu. Co prawda już powróciliśmy do swojej pierwotnej postaci, jesteśmy duzi, ale możemy zajrzeć do siedziby szczurów. Spójrz na talerze.
The sink is full of soup bowls. I don't know how many rats come here for a hot meal on any given day. Must be dozens of them.
Okej. Spójrz na bukłak.
The cook brought me the water skin on the second day. It was high time too. I was dying of thirst. It's made of rubber. That's pretty unusual. Water skins are usually made from everyday materials such as animal stomachs and the like. Not something exotic like rubber.
Bukłak trafił do mojego ekwipunku. Świetnie. Może coś jeszcze będę mógł zabrać.
When the candle is lit, it doesn't just provide light, it also warms your feet when you're rat-sized and lying in Timmy's bed. I think the cook will be pretty upset if I just take the candle.
Czyli świeczki wziąć nie mogę, dopóki kucharka jest w tym miejscu.
If I was still small as a rat, I could easily leave the caves. The rats have their secret entrances to the city everywhere. The cook hasn't left my side for a moment. Remy probably told her to watch me. I think she's a little cuckoo. She mumbles to herself all the time.
No, wygląda jakby była troszeczkę tymi oparami.
Hello.
My God, oh God! My, how you've grown!
I'm, Wilbur.
Stew,
You're the cook, and your name is Stew. Isn't that kind of metaphysical? In a cosmos composed of names, billions upon billions of names, you, a cook, are named Stew. Destiny? Fate? Blind chance? Mere coincidence? A fine kettle of fish, indeed.
no such thing as coincidence. Cause, effect, that's all. Ethel's my name. Want some stew?
Aha, czyli to jest Ethel, a nie gulasz. A już chciałem nawiązać, że pewnie tak jak Arnold Boczek w Kiepskich, nie? Który miał na nazwisko Boczek, był gruby i prowadził swoją rzeźnię. W sensie, no, pracował w rzeźni. Więc opiekujesz się wszystkimi szczurami tu na dole.
So you're the cook here in the rats camp?
Yes. I am good at fixing things. Was a lab rat for years.
You worked in a lab?
For a mad alchemist, until it got too dangerous. Wanted me to trial a face cream that would make you look 10 years younger. I was only 2 at the time.
Oh, right. I get it.
From then on, I tried to be really stupid, attempted to fail at every experiment. The question is, if one tries to fail and is successful doing that, has one really failed?
Wydaje mi się, że ten krem jej troszeczkę zaszkodził na urodę. Czy twoja drewniana noga to pamiątka z czasów pracy w alchemii?
Can I ask what happened to your leg? An alchemistical accident?
No, I gnawed it off myself.
What?
Down there in the cave. You'd have done the same, ooh.
Somehow I just really doubt that.
There are monsters there, I'm telling you, and they've got it in for us. If you have to choose between your leg and your life, then you nibble.
Troszeczkę jak w tym filmie 127 godzin, nie? Co na gościa dłoń spadła skała i po 127 godzinach odciął sobie dłoń. Tępym scyzorykiem. Potrafisz ważyć magiczne mikstury?
If you know a lot about alchemy, then you can brew potions, right? Like shrinking potions, for example.
Oh, don't hold much store by magic potions. People start craving them. Start with weak potions from itsy-bitsy little phials, then at some point they aren't enough anymore. Suddenly it's got to be small potions, then medium, then large, then epic.
A single vial that would shrink me back to the size of a rat would be enough for me.
Oh, no, much too dangerous.
Co dzisiaj w menu? Przecież mówiła, że gulasz.
What are you cooking?
Stew, it's always stew.
Tasty? What kind?
It's always the same, has been for years, but new things are added every day, whatever happens to appear. If you want stew, come back later, it isn't ready yet.
Czyli po prostu gotuje zupę z resztek i nazywa to gulaszem. O czym tak ciągle do siebie mamroczesz?
I couldn't help but notice that you, sometimes mumble to yourself.
I'm thinking.
Well, most people do that silently.
Oh, because they aren't thinking properly. You aren't asking the pertinent questions.
For example?
If glue sticks to anything, then why doesn't it stick to the inside of the glue tube? Why do noses run, but feet smell? Why is abbreviation such a long word?
I, don't know.
You see, you take these things for granted, but it's completely mad.
Może zadajesz sobie zbyt wiele pytań?
Perhaps one can ask oneself too many questions. What do you reckon?
If a theatre has been filled to the last seat, who has this last seat been reserved for? And how did the inventor of the clock know what time it is?
That's... How do you come up with these things?
There are unanswered questions all around us, and no one is doing anything about it. If you eat pasta first, then antipasta, have you eaten anything at all?
Próbowałaś kiedyś nie zadawać sobie kolejnych pytań?
Maybe you shouldn't ask yourself all those questions. Or, at least, not all at once.
Oh, it can do your head in. Was on the brink of creating a self-help group, but then I thought, self-help group, isn't that a contradiction in itself?
Maybe some questions don't need to be answered.
But are we not here to answer questions? That's why I love alchemy. It gets to the bottom of life's deepest ones.
It was nice to have met you, Ethel.
Knew you already. You lay in Timmy's bed for days. Why? It wasn't your fault what happened to the Archmage.
You think? Imagine if a few rats were to die because it turned out that, in reality, you couldn't cook. How would you feel?
Not good. I'd blame myself. Would feel stupid. But Monsieur de Dumas requests your assistance. You can't leave him in the lurch.
I tried to help last time too, and it ended in disaster. Who can say that it won't happen again?
Questions, questions, tricky questions.
A mi się wydaje, że Wilburowi po prostu brak pewności siebie. On potrafi czarować, ale po prostu nie wierzy w to, że potrafi. Weź kilka talerzy?
Maybe if I'm very careful... Ouch!
If you want something to eat, ask.
Dostałem łyżką po paluchach. To musiało boleć. Jeszcze taką drewnianą łyżką.
The little guy seems to be doing well. He gets fed regularly, has his own swing. Not a bad life.
Czyli jest to jakiś ptaszor, tak? No dobra. Wydaje mi się, że w tej dziurze zobaczyliśmy wystarczająco. Spójrz na śmieci.
This must be garbage from the upper town. The tableware might not be the latest word in fashion, but it's perfectly fine, apart from the leftovers. No, I think I'll just leave it there. The plates are covered in greasy leftover sauce, and I'm not a fan of washing up. Especially when I didn't even dirty them myself.
Czyli po prostu śmieci nie mogę zabrać, tak? No dobra. Spójrz na rzecz z materiału.
What's this? Some kind of little bag. I'll take it with me.
Wzięliśmy jakąś torbę ze sobą.
Bag with a drawstring. Empty.
Okej. Mamy jeszcze gumowy bukłak.
The bit of sewer pipe is so heavy that it's sunk halfway into the ground over the years. Not surprising, really. The ground here isn't stone, it's firmly trodden waste. I wonder whether maybe...
Spójrz na kopalniany wagonik.
There's a few artificial columns and arches here, as well as natural caves. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mining done here once.
Wdrap się na wagonik.
Maybe I can get a better view from up there. Yep, definitely better. Not decisively, though.
No dobra.
Not surprised.
Idź do jaskini. Chyba nie pozostaje mi nic innego, jak właśnie się tam udać.
Ah, Wilbur, there you are. Have you changed your mind?
No. I just want to get out of here.
Highly regrettable.
Zamierzasz zejść w tą ciemność, co chcesz znaleźć na dole.
What do you want down there in that dark hole?
I found your wand down there years ago. My grandfather, a true rat adventurer of lore, climbed into that hole just to find out what was down there. When he didn't return, everyone thought he was dead, apart from me.
You followed him?
Despite all the warnings, but I didn't find him. Instead, I found a wand. Just as I began examining it, a terrifying ghost set upon me, and I fled. I don't know why I took the wand with me. Perhaps it wanted to be taken. When a little gnome came down to our town some years later with big ideas of becoming a mage,
I was very proud of my wand and... Oh,
Jak myślisz, skąd wzięła się ta moja różdżka?
how did the magic wand get there? And whose was it?
I don't know. There are old ruins down there, and lots of terrible tales. If I can find out whose wand it is, then perhaps I can find a way to break its power.
Chcę ci podziękować za wszystko.
Remy, I wanted to thank you for everything you've done for me.
You saved Timmy's life. You kept us rats fed when there was nothing left to eat. There's no need for you to thank me.
I'd like to help you again, but I can't.
You can, but perhaps you need time to remember that.
Różdżka zachowała się dziwnie już od jakiegoś czasu. Po prostu nie zwracałem na to uwagi.
The wand. It began behaving weirdly a few days earlier. I thought I was getting better at magic. I should have paid more attention.
And Alistair should have examined it more closely, and I shouldn't have asked you to build the golem. No one is to blame for what happened, or we're all to blame, whichever way you choose to see it. What is important is that we get up and go again.
No, it's crucial that we think first. The last time I just carried on, and we know how that ended up.
A może to cały Mankus, czy jak on tam się nazywał, majstrował przy naszej różdżce? W jakiś sposób ją tam zaczarował. Moja magiczna różdżka, ona jest zbyt potężna.
The wand. Something's wrong with it. It's too powerful.
How do you mean?
Magic is nothing else than focusing the ambient magic around us and then using it. Good mages can also cast minor spells without wands, but most need wands to focus the magic.
And particularly powerful ones focus the magic particularly well.
Yes, and the most powerful not only focus it, they also amplify it. But up there in the staff room, it was different. The Archmage cast spells, Monkus cast spells.
Right. Where did all the energy come from needed to break down his magical defenses?
I agree. It's almost as if the wand itself were a source of magical energy. But I've never heard of anything like that.
Another reason to get to the bottom of things.
One more reason not to rush into things. This is too big for us, Remy.
Pah!
Uważasz, że duch wciąż tam jest?
This ghost that followed you back then, do you think it's still down there?
I haven't dared return to the darkness for years because I'm convinced of it.
Then maybe you shouldn't go back down there.
Perhaps you're right, but someone's got to go and find out what's going on with that wand, right?
Remy?
Courage and conviction, Wilbur. Courage and conviction.
Good luck.
No dobra, co my tutaj mamy? Bęben.
How does something like that end up in the trash? If I had a bongo drum, I'd play it all day long. And night. And then others would throw it in the trash. Ah, got it. Yeah. I don't feel like playing. I want to get out of here. I want to go home. Maybe it's a symbol warning visitors about the evil in the hole. Or maybe it keeps the evil trapped down there. There are ancient symbols that can do just that.
Dobra, mamy jakiś symbol, który przedstawia, trudno powiedzieć. Wygląda troszeczkę jak taki kot. Tu ma głowę, tu ma jedną nogę, tutaj taką łapkę, tu ogon, no nie wiem, tak mi się skojarzyło.
Back in the White Ridge Mountains, I had to listen to long lectures by the cellar master about different types of stone and minerals. Can't really claim that I listened all that attentively, but that looks like a coal vein to me.
Może coś będę mógł na tym użyć, na przykład tego. Nie?
Back in the White Ridge Mountains, I had to listen to long lectures by the cellar master. Can't really...
No okej.
The hole is eerie. Whenever you get close, it feels like icy fingers are reaching for you.
Do dziurwy nie wejdę, tak? Spójrz na kółko dla chomika?
There isn't much you won't find down here. Hamster wheels, for example.
Po co mi kółko dla chomika?
A massive pipe, perhaps iron or lead. Presumably it transports something from the town into one of the caves down here. And probably I really don't want to know what it is.
Rura prowadzi na górę. Spójrz na konstrukcję.
Someone had to install the pipes down here. How did they get into the underground? And even more importantly, how did they get back out?
Nie wiem po co mi kółko do chomika, ale spoko. Czyli tutaj już dalej nic nie ma, tak? No dobra, wyjdźmy na zewnątrz. Wróć do sterty śmieci. Co to było za...
Ah! What the heck? Hey! What's the big idea? Did you build this trap? I'd love to, but I'm stuck. Hey! Stop that! Stop that! Are you nuts?
Okej, mamy robota z samouczka, który wygląda jak Wall-E.
Hey, little fella. I could use some help here. Hello? I think it's trying to hide from me. I probably scared it.
No troszeczkę się trzęsie. Spójrz na linę.
An old rope, still in pretty good shape. I can't quite reach.
Gdyby udało mi się tą linę tutaj przełożyć, może w jakiś sposób... Ale ten robot musiał tą linę przywiązać do kamienia, zrzucić do... Albo nie, bo by zmiażdżył Remiego. Dobra, mam jakiś kijek. Może za pomocą kijka będę mógł zdobyć linę. No właśnie.
Got it.
Świetnie. I co w związku z tym, że ją wziąłem? Nie mogę jej na niczym użyć. A, bo ja te koła od chomika używam.
That didn't work.
A gdyby tak przywiązać patyk do liny...
I'll tie the stick to the rope. Done.
No właśnie, teraz ten drugi koniec będzie troszeczkę cięższy, może przeleci nad rurą.
Still too light.
Wilbur ma za mało siły.
I wonder if No. Even if I could catch it with a lasso, it doesn't look strong enough to pull me out of here.
Rzuć patykiem w robota.
Hey, you! Hi there! I just want... An approximately fist-sized stone. That would really hurt if it hit me in the face.
Pozbyłem się patyka, ale zdobyłem kamień.
Hope it stays on.
Dobra, kamień jest chyba cięższy niż patyk. Może to on przeleci nad rurą.
There we go!
Dobra, teraz w jakiś sposób musiałbym się uwolnić.
Great. And now, the old heave-ho. That got it. Hey, wait. I'm not going to hurt you.
I robot zwiał.
The rope held me once, maybe it can again.
Lina z kamieniem może mi się jeszcze do czegoś przydać, jak najbardziej. No dobra, i wróciliśmy z powrotem w to miejsce. Weź brudne naczynie. Czysta ścierka.
A more or less white tea towel. Ouch!
That's mine.
Sorry. Hi, Ethel.
Remi zszedł do mrocznej dziury.
Rebby's gone. He's descended into the dark hole.
Oh, he is so brave, all alone in the dark.
He's taking another big risk. I wonder if that's such a smart idea.
Oh, one of the downsides of risk is that it's risky.
Szukam wejścia, możesz mi pomóc?
Do you know if there's a way out of here? A gnome-sized one, I mean.
That big? No. However, Monsieur de Dumas has a shrinking ring.
He took it with him.
Then he probably wanted you to stay here.
He can't understand that I... maybe I'll feel better after a few weeks at home.
Maybe yes, maybe no. He needs a friend by his side. Not maybe, not in a few weeks. Now. Thinks the world of you. All rats do.
Then I'm afraid you've picked the wrong guy.
Remi nie powinien mnie tu zamykać.
Remy should never have locked me up in here. He should have just let me go.
Had his reasons, always has.
He should know that no matter how complicated it is, sooner or later, I'll find a way out of here. I'm pretty good at this kind of thing.
Perhaps that is why.
Jak idzie gotowanie gulaszu?
The soupy stew smells surprisingly good.
What do you mean, surprisingly? Do you want a bowl?
Tak, czemu nie? Dzięki temu zdobędziemy talerz.
Well, I guess I'm kinda hungry.
One stew coming up.
This tastes fantastic.
Cooking is like alchemy, just fewer explosions.
No i dobra. Tak jak mówiłem, talerz trafił do mojego ekwipunku. Ściereczki wziąć nie mogę.
I don't get to say this often, but I'm too big for that.
Czyli musimy znaleźć jakieś inne wyjście. Tylko gdzie? No właśnie. Wdrap się na sterty śmieci. Może pójdziemy tutaj. Spójrz na drewnianą figurkę.
Hey, that's a knight that says knee. A huge mountain of rubbish, tons of it. And I just happened to find a carved figurine of my very favorite hero. It's a sign. I've read all your stories. He was brave and proud, and he never gave up. Because of you, I wanted to experience adventure and left the White Ridge Mountains. And you were only a story.
Weź pelerynę. Okej. Spójrz na dzwonek.
A bell. I guess it's there to get people's attention, which is usually what bells are for. Should I ring it or not? Do I really want the attention of someone up there? But the hole seems to be the only way if I ever want to get out of here.
Yes? Are you finally finished?
Bill? That you?
With a vein, a black cat must have crossed my path.
Yes, it's me. Could you maybe lower me a rope?
No way, you're a wanted criminal. There are posters of you up all over.
Nie jestem przestępcą.
No matter what they say, I didn't kill the Archmage.
Anyone with any brains knows that. You couldn't have harmed a hair on the Archmage's head even if you wanted to. But as long as that's the official version of the story, I'd rather not think about it out loud.
W mieście są plakaty ze mną?
There are posters of me hanging everywhere.
Here, not a bad likeness if you ask me.
Wanted for the murder of Archmage Alistair, the scurvy, dangerous, armed and stinky fiend Wilbur Weathervane. I don't stink. Or if I do, it's only because I spent a few days in bed.
I told them if they wanted to catch you, they'd have to put a serious bounty on your head.
Would you betray me?
If the price is right, sure. But until then, I'm keeping my head down, like everyone else who's got any sense. No, you gotta be smart these days, or you'll end up running around in a pink tutu, or worse.
Jak wygląda sytuacja w mieście?
How's it look up there? How are things in town?
Dreadful. Not a customer in sight. It's almost as bad as during the war. I should have known. Politicians are bad for business. Every last one of them.
Zabierz mnie stąd, proszę, nie sprawia żadnych problemów.
Come on, get me out of here, Bill. I won't cause any trouble.
That'd be a first.
Please, I want to leave town.
Don't blame you, but it's too risky. If Van Buren catches me, she'll probably turn me into a pink, doe-eyed petting lamb.
Come on, for old time's sake.
I'm not putting my neck on the line for you. Ask your friends, those darn rats.
Bill? Bill, are you there? He'll never help me unless there's a juicy profit in it for him.
Billy mnie spławił.
This person is considered armed and dangerous. Like I even own a land shark gun. As if.
Wzięliśmy też jeszcze jakąś pelerynę.
The little cape that someone made for the wooden knight knee figure.
No dobra.
The hole up there is even higher than I thought. I'm gonna need more than a folding ladder if I want to reach it.
Nie ma sensu korzystać z dzwonka, ponieważ Billy i tak mnie nie wyciągnie na powierzchnię. Spójrz na śmieci, może tu w tych śmieciach coś znajdę.
A fur collar that looks almost new. Why would you throw something like that away? One could have given it to the poor, or even left it on the chinchillas. That's all I wanted.
Idź do jaskini. Idź do odświetlonego obszaru. Ale tu już byłem. Chciałbym iść tu.
That must be one of the monsters Ethel was talking about. Better if I have a plan on how to overpower it before it notices me.
Oh, hello. You must be the terrible monster that was destroyed by my son's wonderful trap.
Ja jestem zombie, prawda? Jesteś zombie.
Ah!
Can't I, for once in my life, have a normal start to a conversation?
Jesteś zombie, prawda?
I'm Wilbur Weathervane. You're not gonna eat me or anything, right?
Wilbur? You're not Nate's little friend, the one that was caught by the orcs in the wildlands?
You know Captain Nate?
Know him? We idolize him. Without him, I'd never have met the love of my life, Esther. Gulliver's the name. Welcome, Wilbur Weathervane. Feel at home. Any friend of Nate's a friend of ours.
Z dzikich odstępów do kamienia morskiego jest dość daleko.
I remember Captain Nate talking about zombies who helped him in the wildlands. Anyway, what brought you here to Seastone?
A better life. If you can make it in Seastone, you can make it anywhere. Hard work still pays round here. I learned that from Bill. He got us the job here.
Bill the merchant?
The most successful trader in Seastone. Only just arrived in town and we're working for a man like that. Not bad, eh?
Nie jestem pewny, czy Bill naprawdę jest taką fantastyczną osobą.
I'm not so sure if Bill is really such a great guy.
How can you say a thing like that? It was him that smuggled us into town, even though zombies aren't exactly popular here. Sure, it wasn't cheap, but Bill has his costs, and he created a possibility for us to work off our debts. We build these slates for him. They're a hit, he says. He always wants more.
Hey, I had one just like that.
You see? A hit. Bill has a nose for good business. I'll work hard and learn from him. Then I can finally offer my family what they deserve.
Moja magiczna tabliczka była zła i mnie zdradziła.
My magic slate was evil, and it deceived me.
Magic slate? Poppycock. They are neither made out of slate, nor are they magic.
If they're not magical, how do they work? 'Cause I don't see any gears.
I don't really know. Has something to do with the intelligent stone, as Bill calls it. Fell from the sky one day in a blaze of light. I cut off a thin slab, set it in a wooden frame, and then give it an almighty electric shock. That's all.
You pump electricity into the rock and that wakes it up.
Yes, you could put it like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. It's a serious problem. How am I supposed to finish the last batch if I don't have any power?
Czyli obstawiam, że w jakiś sposób będziemy musieli przywrócić zasilanie. Tu zresztą chyba mamy wszystkie te kabelki i tak dalej, i tak dalej. Zastanawiam się, skąd Bill wziął pomysł na te tabliczki.
And Bill came up with the idea for the slates. I never would have believed it.
Why not? He's very innovative. He copied the idea from a trader down south with his very own eyes. At first, he had a couple of carpenters from the lower town work on it, but they just kept wanting more and more gold, didn't give Bill a chance. He had to let them go and shift production down here. We were lucky that we were standing at the gates at just the right moment and were looking for a job. And now we're just one batch away from earning our own gold.
Jak dostarczasz tabliczki Billowi?
How do you deliver the slates to the upper town?
Have you seen the hole above the pile of rubbish? Bill lowered us down through it, and every time we finish a batch of slates, we ring the bell and he sends down a basket.
So the hole in the ceiling's the only way out of the underworld?
The only one I know about. And we don't need any more. The current batch is our last. Esther, Nate and I will be pulled out of this stinking place and can finally begin our undead lives in earnest up there.
Jeśli pomogę wam w przygotowaniu ostatniej partii, to będę mógł się z wami zabrać.
When will the next delivery be ready?
Never, by the look of things. No electricity.
If I help you, will you take me with you when you leave?
Why not? If you help us, we'll help you too. Of course we will.
Right! Then, so why don't you have electricity?
That's what I would like to know. I guess it's got something to do with those darn rats. They use the same cables as us. They probably wanted to sabotage production.
I can't believe that. The rats are very nice.
Nice? They attacked my wife, wanted to eat her. And now I'm sure they want to prevent us from working our way out of poverty. Don't talk to me about nice.
Ten mały robot to wasz syn?
Yes, we promised an old friend we'd name our first child after him.
And this little robot?
Nate.
Nate?
We promised Nate we'd name our first child after him. We actually wanted to wait a bit, but my little cherry blossom started having problems with depression, said I worked too much and that she felt lonely. You know how women are.
No.
So then we built Nate. Well, we started him off at least. He did the rest himself. He's a great little inventor.
Nate zbudował sam siebie.
Nate built himself.
Once he could hold a screwdriver, there was no stopping him. But he doesn't only tinker with himself, he invented most of the machines in here.
That thing too. It's really impressive. What does it do?
That? He got it in his head that a machine could do my work quicker. But as you can see, it's not working.
Imponujący warsztat.
No one would ever expect a workshop like this under a junk heap.
Thanks. Built it all myself. I worked on it day and night. Didn't want to disrupt slate production, of course. But it was worth it. My son's an inventor, just like his old man. Here he can learn everything he'll need for later in life.
Gdzie jest Nate i Esther?
I think I scared Nate earlier.
He's shy and has never seen anyone like you before. In fact, he only knows Esther and me.
Where is Esther?
Oh, at home, but it's not really presentable. Anyway, you ought to sort out the electricity first.
No problem. Hopefully it's not a big deal.
Lepiej wrócę do pracy.
There's a lot to do.
That's the spirit. You only get anywhere in this life.
Musimy przywrócić elektryczność. Mamy tutaj pełno trybików i tak dalej, i tak dalej. Ale przychodzi mi pewna myśl do głowy. Bo skoro wzięliśmy funkcjonalne koło wodne, Więc być może będziemy potrzebowali jakiegoś chomika, którego włożymy do środka i on biegnąc będzie wytwarzał prąd.
That's one of the little robot's inventions. The machine is supposed to somehow help relieve his hard-working father. I don't know how. Boiler, combustion chamber, flywheel, a steam engine, clearly.
Okej.
Why build something out of wood when you can build it out of iron? That was one of my granddad's favourite sayings. That philosophy brought me iron toys, iron shoes for the garden, and lucky, my iron horse. Gulliver, may I please borrow some boards?
No problem, I've got more than enough wood to complete the order.
Świetnie, wzięliśmy deseczkę. Spójrz na kamień.
This is the strangest rock I've ever seen. It glitters and it glows a little. That thing looks...
Okej. A może ja będę mógł coś na tym kamieniu użyć?
That might even work. Wow! You can inflate black water skins. Who'd have thought?
O,
No idea what that's supposed to be good for. The fur would fall out right away. I need some way to attach it.
czy ja będę mógł tego futrzaka tutaj włożyć, tak?
Hey! The hairs on the fur are all standing on end. There must be some kind of electrical current.
Okej.
The fur would fall out.
No dobra. Czyli jakieś elementy będę mógł łączyć ze sobą w ekwipunku.
Oh! This is a clock cuckoo's nest. They are so rare. They build their nests in human houses and disguise them as clocks. When the homeowners aren't looking, they fly around and steal cookies and other treats. Oh, they're...
Ale nie mogę tego zabrać.
As a gnome, I can recognize what that is immediately. A garbage sucker, which sucks garbage in the front and blows it out the back. Some might wonder why, but good inventors never ask such questions.
Czyli mamy odkurzacz, tak?
A small box with a switch on it. I will resist. Well, alright. That could be the best machine ever built. Just one more time.
W którejś grze przygodowej była już podobna maszyna. Nie pamiętam tylko w której. Znaczy się... gdzieś mi tam coś świta, ale nie mogę sobie przypomnieć.
Everything down here is old and used. Some of it's pretty strange too. But every single thing now has a second life and a new task.
Nie wiem, czy czasami w Głupki w kosmosie nie było podobnej maszyny. Idź na śmietnisko.
No, I think I'll just leave it there. The plates are covered in especially...
No dobra. To co w takim razie mielibyśmy robić dalej?
Hi, Ethel.
Wiesz, co stało się z elektrycznością?
Do you have any idea why there's no electricity?
Nope, not a clue. Don't like electricity. Like fire. It's warm and gives light. Can be explained in terms of alchemy. Electricity is like... magic.
Z chęcią zjadłbym trochę gulaszu.
I have to be...
Don't let...
Nie no, gulaszu więcej nie będziemy jedli.
I don't think Ethel would... The hole is... Whenever you get close, it feels like icy...
Dobra. Wzięliśmy deskę. Mamy krótkie deski i mamy długą deskę. Mamy puchate futerko, szkalujący plakat.
The fur would fall out right away. I need some way to attach it. The rope helped me once. No idea what that's supposed to be good for. How is that supposed to hold together? How is that supposed?
Dobra, spójrz na bęben. Może na tym bębnie coś będę mógł użyć.
How does something like that end up in the trash? If I had a bongo drum, I'd play. And
Nie? Spójrz na zegar z kukułką.
the clock isn't ticking. Presumably, it can be wound through the little hexagonal hole.
Odpowiedni klucz, tak? Czyli może ja ten klucz gdzieś tutaj znajdę. Spójrz na rupiecie.
Everything down here is old and used. Some of it's pretty strange too. But every single thing now has a second life and a new task. That's one of the little robots. The machine is supposed to somehow help relieve his...
Silnik parowy. O, przewody.
Gulliver uses these power cables to shock the magic slates to life. Or at least they used to. The electricity died recently. If I disturb him for no reason, he'll make it...
No dobra.
According to Gulliver, the electricity failed a while back. I don't think it's because of the cables.
Odkręć kurek.
Works!
Czyli leci woda. A już myślałem, że będę mógł do tego nabrać wody. Chociaż może do miski? Nie?
Sure. If no one wants to run in the wheel, you could use water to turn it. But it lacks the blades for that.
Brakuje tylko łopatek. Okej. Czyli ja w jakiś sposób będę musiał zrobić tu łopatki w tym kole. Dzięki temu je napędzę. No dobra. Ale moi drodzy, zajmiemy się tym w kolejnym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że ten wam się podobał. Ogólnie, co mi przeszkadza w tej grze, to to, że jest strasznie długo dialogu. Wolałbym, żeby było więcej rozgrywki, a mniej gadania. No, ale to jest ten typ gierki, który, no, wydaje mi się, że jest troszeczkę sztucznie przeciągany. Ale to jest tylko i wyłącznie moje indywidualne zdanie. Moi drodzy, dzięki wielkie, trzymajcie się, hej!